All right, I just want to showcase what this thing can do. We just got to Act 1 Cruel. Everything's pinned, nothing's moving. Nothing can act. Like once they get pinned, watch, they stop attacking. See? Stunned them. Now on top of your little rip wires, pinning them, all projectiles that you do, pin the enemy. Every projectile. And it builds up quick. And I can spec into another 60%. And then we have a support gem that'll give an extra 120. So we could like completely pin lock them 24/7 if we wanted to. And as we progress with this build, we're going to be doing that. But as of right now, closer. Those three out, they're just going to blast. Pinned again.
Stay still, damn it!
Also help deal with all the trash in here. It'll make them so they can't just come and grab us. They're all locked down. I mean, look at this. Look how good this is. And it's only going to get better. But as a league starter, you're going to have no issues flying through the game. No issues. Very easy. You're worried about mobs and not doing damage and, you know, getting hit.
Need more money.
And he's pinned. I mean, it just buys you time. Like, it completely just stops all the enemies in their tracks, along with you stopping them in their tracks. It's just all projectile damage to pin is crazy. So I'm really excited to get to end game and really just get this thing going. It's going to be kind of crazy. He was running. He got stopped mid-run. Give him one more pin, huh? All right, he done. It's just this league starter is great. We're gonna have full guides on it. I'm sure it's gonna change here and there. We're gonna really figure out how to make it just complete stun, pin lock them, whatever you want to call it, just non-stop. Like once we get the pin build up high enough for bosses, we should be able to pin lock them, like so they can't move at all. And if they can, it's only gonna be maybe a second or two, and they won't even get an attack off, and then they'll be frozen again, and then you'll just get free hits in. So this build might not be like super high damage like my last galvanic charge, because we have to spec more into the totems and pinning. But you're gonna buy so much time, it's not gonna matter. You're gonna DPS them down, and they're just not gonna move at all. All right, Path of Exile 2, the new Tactician Ascendancy under Mercenary. This is gonna be a Act 1 through 3. All right, I'll do another one for, I guess, Cruel 1 through 3. You might not need it though. I'll probably still do it, but this is gonna be like a league starter. Basically, Tactician. I was on the fence about it, but now that I've played it, very strong, very early on. It will struggle for a little bit of like Act 1, little bit of Act 2, maybe. It's not gonna be like a big struggle, but once you unlock the Ascendancy, it's game over. Once you get your first 2 Ascendancy points, now I went with Supporting Fire. Supporting Fire just is not doing any damage. It doesn't cause big pin build up. I respect out of it. I tried it for a while. It's not good. So the first 2 points you're gonna wanna grab are 20% increased pin build up and projectile damage builds pin. Projectile damage. Any skill that you have that does projectile, which is literally everything on the crossbow, not your heralds, will literally do pin build up, and it builds up quick. Now you can have an extra 40% from here, okay? And then once you get your second that you do Trial of Chaos, you can get pinned enemies cannot perform actions. So this one just pins them down, but they can still hit you, they can still cast spells, they can still throw spears at you, poison. Once you get that 4th point, They cannot do anything. They cannot perform actions. They just stand there and are chained to the ground for 4 seconds. This allows you to literally crowd control all the mobs. They can't touch you. They can't hit you. You DPS them down. And I see a lot of people saying that white mob shouldn't take so long to kill. This Dawn of the Hunt League is a little too hard. This is easy mode, I'm telling you. And this works on bosses. You can literally stun lock the bosses. They'll jump and they'll be 10 feet in the air and they're locked there with chains, and then they just, once it ends, they just fall down and completely cancels out their move. This is absolutely insane, and I'm really looking forward to really getting into Cruel and into Endgame to really start doing some crazy shit. Okay, but here's what you're gonna want to do. Beginning of the game, all right, you're gonna basically
fragmentation round.
You're gonna come in. It's gonna give you what? Fragmentation rounds. Honestly, just the standard bolt that you get before you get an ability was doing more damage than any of these skills at level 1. So I was just running the bolt because it was either doing like 80 to like 100% of the damage, like life on enemies, just hitting them. So I was using that for a while. And then I was going into permafrost bolts and explosive grenades as soon as you can. So starting out, I was using permafrost and explosive with the standard bolt. All right, you're gonna run that for a while, and then once you get up here, use high velocity rounds. Not a big deal. You're mainly gonna use like permafrost and explosive for a long time, okay? And then once you get level 5, you're gonna want to get rapid shot. Just kidding. You're gonna want to get galvanic. As soon as you get galvanic shards, the better off you're going to be. This is like the fastest. It sprays good. It does lightning damage. You can shock. So as soon as you get a level 5 gem, galvanic shards, and you're good to go. You can get rapid shot because when you're spraying that and you get the heat gauge, your grenades do extra damage. So you can have that for bosses. But as soon as you get galvanic, that's where it's really going to shine. Okay. So once you have that, then you're going to get Ripwire Ballista, because that's going to gain aggro and that's going to do damage, and basically it pierces through the enemies and it pretty much pins them in one hit. So once you unlock Ripwire Ballista, this is going to be huge because you're just going to be pinning everything. But galvanic shards will pin, especially when the lightning chains and bounces between the enemies. That also pins. It's really crazy. So that's pretty much where you're going to be. Once you get to the end, like Act 3, you can unlock shock burst rounds. But we don't have that yet, but this does 200% more damage against immobilized enemies, and pin is immobilized. But yeah, so basically permafrost explosive grenades. You're gonna run explosive grenades the whole time. And then when you get galvanic, you're gonna start maining galvanic, and then get Ripwire Ballista. And then end of Act 3, you're gonna get shock burst rounds for when you shock the enemy, and that's pretty much going to be the setup. Now, as far as heralds, when you get your first 30 spirit points, get Herald of Ash. Does ignite damage, they explode. This is going to be big. When you beat the Bog Witch in Act 3, you'll get another 30 spirit. Put on Herald of Thunder because you're shocking. But Herald of Ash, as soon as you can get a spirit gem, put that on. And that's pretty much what you're gonna go through. I mean, if you're like I said, like I got martial tempo, conduction, close combat, Ripwire. I got persistence, so it has more skill effect duration. I have brutality, so it does more physical damage, and I have overabundance, so it gives me +1 to limit. I can have 3 of these out. We'll talk about that when we get to the passive tree. Explosive grenade. I have scatter shot, so it does 3 grenades, and I have expedite, so it has 40% less detonation time. So they're not bouncing and waiting like 2-3 seconds. They explode a lot faster. And pretty much it. Like, really, whatever support gems you want, there's nothing like crucial at that point in the game. So yeah, like I said, you're going to want to spec into the pin build up, because this is what makes this build insane. So as far as the tree, I'll make a mobilytics. But basically, you're going to want to come down, grab all the projectile damage, grab the attack speed, grab the more projectile damage, and don't go across to the lightning damage until you get galvanic. but you're going to come straight down and you're going to grab these new nodes for attack damage. Increase attack damage while you have an ally in your presence. Totems, okay? So you get 16, 10, that's 26 plus 35. You're getting 51% increased attack damage while your totems are next to you. So that's big. I think this just affects your person and not the totem, so we're not going to worry about those two. And then I grab the extra attack damage right here. And then I grabbed movement speed and attack and movement speed if you killed recently. And then I come straight down. I spec'd into the crossbow tree here. And then I came up because I had galvanic and I grabbed lightning rod here and more chance to shock. And then I came up and grabbed this extra 30% lightning damage. And then by this time you're already in Act 3. And then I came over and I grabbed totem damage, totem damage, totem damage. That's 48%. And then +1 to maximum number of totems. And it also has a chance, 20% chance to summon 2 at once, which it does happen a lot. You just press the button once and then 2 pop out. And with that support gem I have on, I can have 3 totems. Now I am going to come up here and grab this, which gives me another totem. So I could have 4, but I'll probably take that support gem off. Because it gives me an extra totem, but it also reduces, like, they only stay out like 13 seconds versus like, I don't know, 25 seconds or something. Once we get rage build up, we're probably going to grab these for maximum rage, but yeah. So that's pretty much going to get you going through Act 1 through 3. I mean, it's a simple tree. Basically, as soon as you can unlock the ascendancy points and get that pin build up, this build starts cruising. Nothing's going to touch you. Pin them down, blow them up with grenades. It's literally that simple. And then gear, whatever you can get, right? Once you get galvanic, you're going to want to try to get lightning damage. Physical lightning damage, attack speed is what you're going to want to look for. And then, you know, honestly, just, I mean, gear's going to be scarce, right? Whatever you get, you're just going to want resistance and armor and evasion, energy shield, mana regen. You're going to need some mana regeneration, so make sure you spec into that. But I mean, there's nothing like special, right? Your weapon's going to be the biggest thing. If you're starting to feel like you're not doing damage, try to buy a new crossbow. You can get some really good ones and then use your crafting mats. You can, like I made this one, it's absolutely insane. Once you unlock, you know, the items that give you the rune sockets, I got 1 physical and 1 lightning damage in there. This bow carried me from the beginning of Act 3 until Doriyani. But yeah, outside of that, easy league starter. It's just the pin buildup is absolutely insane. Once you get to Act 2, you're going to start loving this build. Absolutely. And yeah, I'll make a quick mobalytics for it. And that's going to be that. Anyway, check out our meme video, our Tactician video we put out last night. You know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you in the next one.
Finally come for me. Progress comes with a heavy price. This ends now. You will burn. The best laid plans. Simple. You are blind to the greater good. Channel the reactor. Let's see how you handle things. The power of the Varg. I can't give up. I must save my people.
You know why we're here! It happened! It cannot be stopped!
No, I will succeed!
Listen!
The end of the world is nigh.
For all this.
There is no escape. One death is nothing for the greater good. You think you can stand in my way? I've been preparing for you for years. Let me show you what true intellect looks like. I will burn you alive. Do you truly think you can match me?
You think you can run? Nothing will stand in my way! You think you can stand in my way?
The end of the world is nigh. Let me show you what true intellect looks like. There is no escape.
Self-destruction! This is not over yet.
I cannot allow you to interfere. Do you truly think you can match me?
Now you're within my grasp.
The destruction of Exile will be repaid 1,000-fold.
Reverse the polarity!
One death is nothing for the greater good. There is no escape.
No!
Do not fail me.
Not now!